match point. How will Damwon adapt for now?
Game 3.
Damwon
success with the Camille, they will take away themselves. The Orn going to be banned out as well.
Damwon
to follow.
had a 24-game win streak on blue side, and G2 just stopped that. That is impressive.
Super impressive.
Other thing to keep our eyes on is the arms race in the support position. Leona so far undefeated in the series, looking like the best champ in that
wonder. That is 3 top lane bans. That is 3 top lane bans. Oops, shit.
What? The slowdown? What's going on? This is too exciting that the internet can't handle it?
Chose to go to red side, so perhaps putting more emphasis on finding
Right,
a
and Damwon chose red side. That went over my head.
Relying on the high priority
Sure
that
did.
blue side has needed.
After losing that last game, they wanted to mix it up. Maybe they're
Are they going to ban the Shen?
Open up for G2.
If they ban the Shen.
Blue side. It tells me that Twisted Fate is like the thing that G2 want.
Well, and that's the thing we talked about, right? Like, it beat Silas on both sides of the matchup, so Silas is actually going to be the thing that they
Nope, there's a Silas gone.
Well, then you would expect that the TF comes out.
Come on, pick TF. You need to pick TF. That is your first pick right there. You can pick the Kindred or the Graves in your second rotation.
Of course,
TF undefeated,
or even the Lilia.
That's true, Martian.
Lilia is an option too.
But instead it's the Jhin. Okay, interesting pivot here.
So the power bot lane.
So Jhin as a champion obviously has so much
It's always good to have a power bot on the map.
Has great push actually built into
yeah.
his kit.
You get that real
but the problem is Showmaker's gonna get the TF.
Really forcing their aggression upward onto the map.
And I really like to see the Leona. She's kind of like a pair of handcuffs. She really keeps the person there when you're
keeps them there.
There's a reason that she's perma-banned in solo queue in low elo. She just gets on top of you and you just can't play the game.
I'm surprised to see the hesitance here around this.
And you expect that out of a big defensive woman.
Instead, now this is interesting. Opting for the Syndra, very much in line with
TF apparently.
Now, we have seen a little bit of Syndra here in Worlds, so this isn't completely out of left field.
Also losing most of its
she's done
My
fairly well.
favorite Syndra game is Power of Evil's hard carry against UOL.
Basically every single
I thought they showed up
fine.
fine. I thought FlyQuest and TL both did NA.
I'm up, like,
level 6 of the
ultimate,
Ollie coming out. And just how it can off the face of the map. But Caps decides to go for the skill and locks in.
Showmaker is one of the best mid lanes
honestly,
in the world.
I do agree. I think FlyQuest and TL did really well. TSM,
we're not gonna mention that.
So some options there.
It's like it's more upsetting because of like it was one game away for both of them. TL doesn't lose to Machi, and it's not a matter of is it going to be a top, is Suning going to have a tiebreaker with G2 for the 1 seed or TL to make it out of groups. It's going to be a matter of is it going to be a 2-way tiebreaker to see who makes it, who gets the 1 seed between G2 and TL, or a 3-way tiebreaker to see who makes it out of groups and gets the 1 seed between Suning, TL, and G2 if they beat Machi. And if FlyQuest won 1 game against DRX, no tiebreakers, they just make it out of groups. Because they upset top. They upset top. And it's like in a matchup where a team goes 6-0, you want to shoot for 2 and 4. You want to shoot for 2 and 4. That means you beat. That means you beat both teams once, at least, or 3 and 3, if it's one team that goes 0 and 6 and one goes 6 and 0, because 2 free wins, 2 losses, and then 1-1, and then you get a tiebreaker at least. And it's like, and I said, can someone upset top? If someone can upset top, that changes everything. That literally changes everything except if UOL does it.
Check this Damwon.
And FlyQuest upset top, I'm just like,
I don't know, it was so shocking. I
the fuck?
No way I expected that.
If another top laner gets
Damwon banning 2 supports here from Mickey X, but leaving the Leona.
They didn't ban Leona, so that's gonna get picked. Either that's gonna get picked, or it.
Did they leave it?
Do they pick? Oh yeah, did they pick it here? Or did they pick their top laner?
Because Wallset wasn't the most successful pick in the previous game. It was also into an Ezreal. It was a champion that Set was never really going to be able to catch or lock down reliably.
Okay.
This time.
Oh, Pantheon's open. Oh fuck, Pantheon's open. Nope, it's a Lulu. Lulu. But where does that go? But where does that go? Does Lulu go top? Does Lulu go support? We don't know yet.
We don't know.
Soft denies
That's a nice flex
Pantheon
there.
a little bit for how much pressure you can get in lane, but still could go top for Nagari.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a flex pick.
The problem is, you pick a bad matchup for Lulu in the bot lane for support, and you pick a good matchup for Lulu in the top lane. Oh, there go. It goes straight to Nuguri.
Okay, so Mickey X has played a fair bit of Pantheon.
Ooh, Scion.
With him, and I love the Scion.
Well, we've run the gambit here.
Really got to
Scion's
see
great.
the Scion in the quarterfinals just out-tank every other top laner. Ornn, Maokai, whoever, he out-tanks them.
Works really
really
well
love that
into
pick
tank
here
matchups.
from
Can
Wonder.
be punished very well. Brings a lot of superficial tanking.
It's going to be Lulu top for Nuguri.
Which is great. Which is great into
really strong, long
Scion.
range
They
engage
don't
and a lot
mind
of
that.
setup. And one of the things that Yamato talked about on the analyst desk in terms of Damwon's composition of having
I'm
like a Graves
excited
something like a Fiora
for
is
this
that
Akali.
Fiora needs you to babysit.
Akali has been nerfed a little bit.
They
nerfed her
Akali's gonna have a
scale.
rough time with that team.
You need to babysit it.
She
You need to
did
place
this
it. You need to give it a lot of
into
attention.
Syndra
This
Yeah.
time around,
Every
there
one
are
of those
so many
champions
tools
Here's
to
the
carry
thing.
pretty good
to be
counter
that
for it,
sweet
which
summer
is
child.
hard
It is all
CC
about
or
baiting him,
blind.
growing him up big and strong. He has a Lulu. He has
Here's
a
the
Syndra,
thing,
he has
though.
a Leona.
If
He has
Leona goes
everything to
in,
make him shine.
I have full faith that
Absolutely
Caps
does.
can outplay
As
at
the
least
armor from
one
his
person
E,
and
which
blow
is
them
going
up.
to be insane against G2's
going to be very
Especially the
interesting.
Ashe.
Akali, who is almost exclusively
If
matched
you're
in
in Shroud and you get stunned, yeah, you'll flash and you know where they are for
Akali's
skill
not
shots,
gonna
but
head.
you
This is going to be
can't
very
get
difficult.
autoed.
Even if she does,
Would
she
you
has to
say
get
that's
through
a ballsy
solo
pick
lane
than
Lulu,
going
who's
Akali
gonna be farming up
because,
across
you know,
this game now.
It's a
It's a
high risk,
free
high
game,
reward pick.
kinda.
It's a high risk, high
It's-
reward
Lane
pick.
pressure is
Right?
everything.
I
That's what I'm
will
saying.
fully
It's
agree
this
with
game.
Keeping
It's
our eyes on
you
the
win
early
or you
lane
lose and you
phase
play a
to
next
figure out who
one.
can get priority
Right?
and who can use that
And
priority.
if they
Yes.
can win with the
You
Akali,
win or you GG go next.
probably great. You know, if you lose, probably going to be ugly.
Guys, I like Damwon's
Yeah.
draft
series
here,
right
honestly.
now.
I think it's going to
Winner, of
revolve
course,
around
moves up to match point. Big
mid
place to
lane,
be
maybe bot lane.
for G2 Esports. Hungry
I think they
for
lead
that
top
second
on an
opportunity in the
island,
finals versus the LPL.
unless
Caps, it will be his third on the opposite
G2
side for
diving
Damwon,
Lulu,
fighting for
trying to
all
get her
of the
behind
LCK.
early. I don't think Damwon puts
It's
any
been 3
focus in top.
years since the LCK has played in a
Now,
Worlds
how
Finals.
does the Akali
Maybe
work into the
this is gonna be the one that makes the
Syndra?
difference.
She has 2 dashes for her ult or something,
The
right?
new hope of the LCK.
Yes, her ult, she needs to, they changed how her ult works. So the first one, you have to do it over a champion. It's not a free aim. You have to do it, you have to target a champion for it.
Guys,
Which is a slight nerf because you can't prep it and then all in engage.
Omnistone Scion.
Knife's edge of who is going to mechanically out.
Oh!
Look at one.
And now,
Oh.
speaking of mechanical outperformance, we
Wild.
get to see Caps on
See,
Akali.
this is
Big
what I
brain.
love about
This
G2.
champion, of course,
Like, no
the
one
big
else is
breakpoint is
doing
going to
that,
be on the
and then
completion
they're
of
going to
its
bust it
first
out here in the
item and then sending it
semifinals.
out to the
Probably
side
the most
lane. You
important
have
game of
great
the series, game
mobility
3
of a
here with the
Scion,
series
and
tied.
especially a Pantheon.
And they're taking
the
on
Nope.
Pantheon in particular because
No one's
of
gonna
its
do that.
damage profile.
Looks back at
Get ready
Ben's
to see it in
Omnistone
your
Camille.
silver
Play
games.
side lanes and to
That's all I'm
snowball
saying.
and kind of become that hunter style gameplay. And
Omnistone goes up
It's
25%
definitely
top
an
lane.
Omnistone. Now,
That's
Omnistone,
so that mention.
I'm going to go out
Oh,
and say
it's so
probably the
sad
most
too,
hated match
right?
in this game right now, but it does do
We're
some
seeing
interesting things
Fiora
for it.
Oh.
Obviously,
Omnistone.
Scion can, in
Yeah.
theory, utilize many
Fiora
of
with
those masteries in
Omnistone.
the laning phase, but since he's against
Probably.
Lulu,
Honestly,
No
not
idea
the
what
worst
they're
thing in
going
the world.
for either of them.
It's honestly not the worst thing in the world, just like Camille.
Oh no, high
It's
level
not the
gameplay
worst
is
thing.
never a fucking bad thing.
Silver
gameplay?
which,
Terrible.
bad.
I mean, if you can play it well enough, Omnistone works on both Camille and Fiora.
Glacial feels
But
good,
it's
but
in silver, not so
You
much.
said it. You said
roll
it.
the
though.
dice a little bit
If
more
it
in terms of
works.
mastery selection.
It
We'd rather
doesn't-
have
never
some
works.
randomness than the
They don't play it.
consistent Glacial.
Like
because it was a leash
like
by
I
Barrel
was
and Ghost,
like I was saying, high your elo can pull it off better than low elo
Take
can.
a swing with his spear
So
and
guys, in this bot lane matchup, I actually like the Leona more into the Pantheon. I think Pantheon works in a lot of matchups and definitely has more kill pressure, but I think Leona
revealing yourself on a map in this matchup.
I think
turn that
Pantheon
way.
brings more damage
I-
for CC, right?
I actually like Pantheon because he can just tank so much. He can step in front of the Ashe ult and he can just eat. He can eat it, especially if it's empowered.
Mid lane, Caps is going to suffer early on.
He
Obviously,
can
if
keep
sustain a
his
trade, get a lot
ADC
of
safe
passive progress,
potentially
it's really good, but
better
Yes.
from the Ashe and
not the kind of
Leona
rookie
than
player to
Leona
let that
can.
happen early
I mean,
on.
from the Jhin and the
'Cause when that
Pantheon.
damage
Especially
comes
if the
out,
W,
Leo
if he
can only
lands the
CC
W
one
onto
person.
Ashe,
Most of these guys,
Yeah.
Jhin can just follow up with the W of his own, and then Ashe just
This
dies.
feels like the first
Yeah.
lane matchup where we're actually going to see laners lane.
Pantheon autos are
Oh,
gonna
the
smash.
delayed stun from the
range
QE.
versus melee matchup.
So we were asking how this
does
went.
have
well,
some tools to try to
Syndra has
outplay
the range
Syndra, but I
advantage,
would still
and
favor
She's
Syndra.
That, like, Akali loses on early. She needs to hit 6 in order to stand a better chance in this lane.
She out-sustains.
Yeah, especially since she has fleet. Yeah, she has fleet. She has Dorn Shield. She still has her pot. She hasn't used it yet.
Level 2 not too bad here. Level 3 for both supports
damage
pretty
advantage
matched.
for
Kind of
G2.
his get out of jail free card there.
Yeah, that kind of to be expected, to be honest.
Trying to set that passive up by autoing the minions.
Yeah, we saw
Unlucky
Mickey X
scuttle
hit the double
rotation there
spear,
though for Yankos.
and Jin
It's
hit his
topside
W.
scuttle crab, and you can see that there's priority
But
for
I have to
Showmaker
say,
as
even
well
in
as Wandering
Damwon's
there.
loss,
So Canyon
and
should
they got
feel
dominated in
comfortable to
game
take his
2, I
time.
have to say the
Krugs
highlight
into
of that
topside
game
crab.
for Damwon is
Here we go.
Ash.
Oh!
She's able to land a real high percentage of her enchanted crystal arrows.
Yankos
But
could get
here,
cheeky and go
looks
for
like Damwon
kind of play
is
him,
gonna
flash
right
over the
back.
wall. Is he going to go for the dash here on the barrel, trying to finish one off? Barrel just sidestepping though. The Wolf just barely ticking.
Oh!
Blood coming through. Mickey from downtown with the spear.
Very well done there from G2.
That spear is
set up very nice. It was a slow
that spear is
push,
very deadly, especially if you're low health. And here comes the dive. Here comes the dive. And he's dead.
He's going to get traded back. Minions
Oh!
finish the job.
Oh!
Kill for the Ash. G2. It started so good, but it ended so
Oh,
bad.
that tower shot
I
hit
mean,
so
you still get the
hard.
added bonus and advantage
my,
of that
that's
the
huge.
wave was denied from Ghost and Barrel, but obviously that one's not going to feel very
That's
good.
so
As
big.
Ghost now walking back to lane with his
And
completed
this is what we're
movements,
going to see a
feeling
lot
okay.
here in top lane.
It's not even
Lulu
that
pushing
bad
in.
of a
She
spot.
went
We'll see if we can
the
get a
airy.
dive here on the top side. Of course, always difficult to dive.
Hail of Blades on Sion!
Just ruin your day, ruin your dive pretty much immediately. That said, it's just going to be the
Hail
smoke
of
screen
Blades
south
on
the back, so a little bit
Sion!
more minor lane advantages here. Is Barrel already back on the map and already into the mid lane. Level
Cannon
6
was just
big for
stopping that
Caps.
back
Maybe they're anticipating
in
an all in
top
here when he
lane.
ticks over. That's going to be big. Cap's going to take a decent amount of damage.
Good
Barrel
sign.
waiting and holding on,
Blade
but they're
stun.
outnumbered.
Right in that
Showmaker
bush.
forced to flash away. G2
Oh,
bringing
that's
more
a flash
members to
out of
the
Barrel.
party means
Double
Damwon Gaming just have to
Showmaker
back
too.
off.
Using the tempo advantage that Barrel had
Ooh.
had from a
That is a flash advantage in the mid
and
lane.
then getting to the mid lane first right
See
there.
how that Akali
turns
was able
around
to stay in
sideways
lane.
as Mickey shows up and gets two
Oh,
flashes off
Perks
Showmaker
already
Barrel.
chunked out.
G2 come back
Don't
sweet.
sleep on
This
this
early
on
game
this
has
Ash
been
here.
going tit for tat so
Definitely
far.
not.
kills.
She
With
already
those
has
flashes
boots.
missing, I
She
feel like
already
the
has
emphasis should
tier
be
2
now
boots.
on G2 and kind of
That's a
making
lot
all
of
those
attack
flashes and
speed.
running away with this early game if possible.
Absolutely. And with the Akali
And
getting
the
closer and
ability
closer
to
level
run
6,
from
mid
the
lane is
fastest.
certainly
Especially with lethal
Supposed to be
tempo.
champ.
He's down the flash and the teleport. Cap still has both.
Like,
of his
that is
summons
so
up
much
in
attack
here.
speed early
And
on
of course,
that
across the entirety of Worlds, Cap's
She's
just not
actually
been about
ahead
lane.
right
He's been
now.
about roaming, about
Oh, yeah.
unleashing himself on the map. That lane percentage
Jin dying
lowest
at the end,
among
fucked
all
him.
the teams in
Pantheon
Yes.
dying, not so
He
bad.
roams, he gains.
Whatever.
So shutting him down
You got
early
2
feels
kills to
good in this
1.
It's
matchup,
the-
but you
Ash
have to
gets
keep him
double.
down.
like,
You
if
do not want
one
him to start
died
trying to
and
take
the
over.
other
I do wanna talk
survived,
about
Yeah.
the vision,
it's
though,
fine.
That Damwon have
Well,
placed.
both
They
of
have
them.
two
That extra
red wards
300
on
got her
Cap's flanks,
boots.
the top side as well as the Raptor
Yes.
camp itself, so they did spot Yankos actually
Well, this should be
shadowing
interesting.
behind
Leona
Caps.
went
So there is like a
exhaust
little
instead
window
of
here where Canyon can
Ignite.
get in
So
under.
That's for
lane.
Akali.
It's
So she's going to
2v1.
have
That's a
that.
good setup, but he
in
goes into the
mid-game
shroud.
here.
I like
The
exhaust. I
frustration here,
honestly
Graves
like
definitely also right
exhaust
back at
better.
Definitely can't as long as the shroud is
Loki has 4
available.
potential
So some of the
targets.
frustration
I
coming
think
through now.
I think
Level
exhaust
two Showmaker's
is
still very good,
hard
but the Nomad
slept
It's
on
for-
Summoner
some of that burst
because
It's probably
it-
for
Merc treads
Pantheon
coming
dive.
from
It's
Cap.
for the
It
Akali
it
dive.
slows and
Sion
reduces
dive.
it and reduces damage on the target it's slowing.
Sion comes back to life. Put it on him because that fucking
Showmaker moving on
chunks.
top to place
This would be very dangerous
down
for
the
Yankos to
control
go
board
in.
this
Yeah, he's
week.
just going first grab.
So even though
Damwon's already
Damwon
set it
are
up
able
with
to
vision. They already, they
you know,
know
make good
how
on their
to come out for
experience
G2,
advantage
so
that they have
really
in mid
smart
lane,
just to
still
back
with the
off, give
pressure,
that
they
up.
secure themselves the dragon and look for that early dragon.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna
A lot of this
actually
feels like
get some
look at
food.
G2 is the team
hungry.
kind of dictating the pace of the game right now, getting those
8:30 in the morning and I'm not eating yet.
G2 fan, but because they lost those
I'm
2
eating
kills on
some
bottom side, they're
high-quality
trading pressure
League of
back
Legends
and
action
forth
right
in this
now.
bot lane. It's the sole point of pressure for
I
this
don't
team.
need food. I need League of Legends.
So Caps
Alright, I'll be
wants
back.
to back right now, but he's being called by Yankos to help get his mark. But
Ooh,
here comes
there.
Wonder, 3v2. There's
Engaging
no
fight
flash
here,
on
but Wonder's
Showmaker.
That's an electrocute
Half health.
Sion. What can Wonder get done? That's going to be a big knock-up. Decent amount of damage here, but they have to respect the Syndra ultimate now coming through. Wonder going to try to get into the backside, but Yanko's already taken down. Wonder maybe hoping to get some value out of that passive, but that's the second half of the perfect execution coming in from Akali too. G2 missing on that Sion. It costs them a ton. Big knock up here, not going to connect either, and Damwon Gaming coming out on top in that trade.
Also, not having the ultimate on Yanko. It's level 5 to level 6, the difference between the junglers right now, so not having access to the Lamb's Respite. It didn't matter that Showmaker was down a key summoner like Flash, and like game 1, G2 biting off more than they could really chew in some of these skirmishes, and now diving Wonder.
Have to be careful, that's the Polymorph coming in. Wonder going to flash away, going to sidestep too just to make it out to safety. Canyon taking a decent amount of damage here. Wonder
he had fleet footwork.
Stay can try to clear the wave, doesn't have TP. Yanko's is there to back him up, but Nagri also has no mana, a problem very common for toppling Lulus. They harass so much that there's nothing left for them here to threaten
that was
dive.
actually
So Wonder can stick around.
That one, yeah.
Obviously, just decimating smash to clear the wave. So all things considered, giving him Flash definitely not what he wants, but trades 1-for-1 on the flashes and sticks around to keep the wave.
What just happened?
Canyon has gotten the better of
I'm pretty sure it proc.
Only level 5, trying to kind of pick up the scraps of his jungle.
They went to dive Wonder and Yanko's died.
Well, also Minion's dying gives him help too, right?
He has really big
so like if you fight him in the minion wave and they fucking all die, he gains a fucking chunk of health.
There's the
brutal.
There's a
usually
issue.
It feels like Yankos is trading this for
Yankos is always behind in farm. Like, yeah, it's partially because Graves is a better power farmer, but
a 2-for-1 or a 2-for-0.
Kindred though.
It doesn't feel like he got nearly as much out of it as he wanted to, and now Canyon well ahead of the clock, looking very strong on this Graves, and he is a man who is going to be set up for success. He has a Lulu who's already finished Athenes on the top side of the map. He can get a little more armor under his belt.
Arguably, you could say the
There's a
Kindred
mid lane
ult is a
play
little
being
more
set up for
game-changing than the
G2,
Great
however,
Salt.
they pulled both
Arguably.
Mickey and Perks level 6 on the Jhin, but no
Agreed,
level 6
agreed.
on Pantheon here. As Showmaker and Barrel might reveal themselves
liking
here.
here
And you
is
can see that
Caps
Ghost is
hasn't
deciding
died
to
yet.
walk towards the mid lane instead of immediately going
So
bot
yes, he's
lane.
down a little
but
bit in CS.
the team's maybe gearing up to play for
In this
Herald.
melee matchup, he's just trying to get to his first item.
Very
and
big
trying
deal.
to get to
A few more plates for any lane matchup is going to matter a lot. Good news, of course, for G2 on the top side is Wonder surviving that play is not too bad off.
That Akali wave clear is so strong.
Lulu going for the support itemization does hurt her a little bit in the individual.
I think that's one thing that makes her really strong, is she can farm well.
In these skirmishes, Mickey has been spotted out. Pretty much has to commit here, as he can't just get run down if he doesn't go for it.
Oh, Ash Arrow comes
out.
He's dead.
But there's too much CC. They just have to stagger their CC and everything's fine. Flash over the wall. Mickey's going back over, and that just feels like too much for him. They're going to take him down. Kill's going to get donated to Ghost. Mickey overstays as welcome on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, check my sanity.
That's greedy.
That's
greedy.
Maybe the assumption was
Yeah,
greedy. Numbers towards the top side. You can see that Canyon is already on the Rift Herald. I was just
Perk's getting some gold. He's getting some plates.
Top side of the map
2 plates onto him. That's a kill, basically. So
once again, initial scuttle crab, he's now missed it out on 2 different times. That Yankos hadn't gotten a chance to go through his Raptor or his card camp, so he's actually falling really
Graves is
short
so
on
good for the Rift too.
I think it gives it
and
really
maybe
helps
Mickey
you
thought
get
that he was
that
going
early
for
gold lead.
The first one
deep
is
dive
so
into
good.
Narnia.
Especially if you have so
Damwon was on
especially
Rift Herald, but they
like
give
okay.
the Mickey,
So here's something I like
got
to
the
do when
Rift
I play
Herald.
top
Maybe they
lane.
get something back here.
If I'm ahead enough, whether on whatever I am, I exploit the fact that people don't usually go for Rift Herald right when it spawns. So I solo Rift Herald, I take it, and then I get full tower gold and 5 plates all to myself. And it really helps, especially when I'm a Fiora, or if I'm a set, it's
absolutely blasted here in the exchange. Does not block all the damage. Kindred now coming in. Mickey's pretty much going to have to re-engage to save his teammates, and that's now Ghost on a rampage. He gets 2 kills for free on the bot lane dive, and he gets 2 follows.
I do find a lot of people in like gold needle though. They don't go
trying
for
to
the
really throw their weight
Herald
behind
like
that
you see a
dive,
lot
and
of the
Damwon just
pros.
played them super patiently.
Yeah, the early one's
Yeah.
strongest, so.
And
does that allow you to get 2 in before 14?
It's 2 guaranteed plates. 2 guaranteed plates. And if you break it, and if you take down like 2.5 turrets before you drop Herald, then you're guaranteed full tower.
Yeah, this is what Damwon's been able to do in
Wait
both
for
games.
Gunblade.
They were able to
Wait for
secure
someone
first
who does
tower
more
because
damage
of
to
that
come
first
through.
Rift
I
Herald.
know
And
that
once
Pantheon
again,
is going to fall off. It's not going to feel as
the
good,
first Rift here
even
with
when you
plenty
get
of
that
time.
armor blade.
Also,
15 minutes to get
playing
this
this
first
aggressive,
fun little fact if you're a jungler.
I do want to,
If you have Rift Herald and you want to give someone full first tower gold, you can just drop the Rift Herald and then leave. You'll still share plate gold, but he'll get full tower. He'll get the full 400 for first tower.
There, that Showmaker is there to defend his bot lane.
Especially in a solo lane,
G2 throwing it away. It's Damwon being perfectly set up to catch it and to really punish. And now we're starting to have a repeat of game number 1 for game 3. The one that obviously would lead us to match point. and kind of the huge swing for this series. Damwon, once they get control in situations like this, they almost never let up. They play so well around their waves, so well around their jungler, and Canyon has got
but on the other side, you've seen Perks with a little CS, but Ghost with 4 kills already,
advantages
and going for this bilge water. First item
take their second drake of the game. They've still got the Rift Herald that can be used to grab.
He needs that to contest Sion.
I like Essence Reaver better, especially in a composition like this, because
the Sion's going to cause issues.
That's true.
Top lane not going too bad.
And she uses the slow to get away from people.
The Sion is the only tank.
Correct. Meanwhile, in the mid lane for
now,
Caps not getting bullied as hard as you might expect, but certainly not doing much in this mid lane match.
You just gotta get through the squishies and then just all pile on Sion.
Obviously waiting for that Ghost Blade. We'll see if
he's going to just be running her down.
Sitting in lane for quite a while, but right now just sitting on.
There's a lot of dive on Dove.
Instant Cutlass, instant Revolver, not too bad.
Still ways away from her, that's 2 dragons now in Damwon's back pocket. The next Herald will be
they're dropping it mid.
Relatively soon as the initial one's going to go down and pick up some plates there for Graves.
Mickey again caught out though. I guess it's all going to block a little bit of the damage here, but they are just going to take him out and take him down. Ghost now unstoppable.
And it's him, it's his decision making where he's deciding
absolutely brutal.
To be.
This one looking very, very tough for G2.
He's playing
not the kind
like
of early game deficits that we know them to find themselves in. And,
right now, it looks like they need to get him off of Pantheon and back onto
total
Leona.
Control.
Yeah, and you know, you say that we don't normally see G2 fall into kind of these deficits, but I don't think G2's early game has been that strong this tournament. I think it's mostly been about their mid game, even in games where they do get massively ahead in the early game in terms of their group stage games. There were those massive throws from just being over-eager, and it feels like G2
that is so bad!
And sometimes the skirmishes
no marks at 14 minutes?
Contest them and match them on it, then things can wildly spiral out of control, and that's what's been happening with these Damwon games 1 and games 2. Ghost
this is a time to pick another jungler here as well. Not only you're down
doesn't
CS,
have the
like you
CS
pointed
lead,
out,
and Perks is still
Stripes,
doing okay, having access
you're
to
not
the
even
Infinity
picking up
Edge, not going for the Stormrazor route.
Any of the marks. You've got no map control.
I don't know. This is looking real dire right now.
That's slightly bad RNG, but also at the same time, there's also just like
tower plates have fallen away. Herald.
You don't have pressure to invade for the jungle camps. You're not getting any marks from your kills or takedowns. If you have a mark on a champion, you don't need to actually kill them. You just need to get an assist, at least.
He can pretty much go even in the lane. Sion kind of just walks up to the wave, ignores Lulu's cooldowns, Qs it, one-shots it, pushes it in, and walks away. So he has weathered the early game storm, and he is now in a position to be the tank the G2 need him to be. That said, Perks is in trouble.
Oh, that might
hunt. And you're keeping your eyes on that ultimate. He's got Flash, he's got Cleanse, but the base damage alone not enough. The sidestep is clean, but instead they're going to turn for Mickey. And once again, Pantheon putting the meat grinder. Mickey taken down. And Damwon Gaming just tearing this bot lane apart.
There's a remnants of
you could say that Mickey's dying
of Yuanja from Game 2 of the top Fnatic series. Getting fucking bullied.
Duo are running circles around G2 in Game 3.
I'm really thinking Mickey X here. I think he needs to finish his Valley item, whatever it's going to be like Edge of Night type of thing, and then he needs to start building tank, because he's not going to be the damage threat.
As soon as this tower drops, you're going to be able to play Snap on mid-wave, because he'll have CC from Syndra as well as that Ashe arrow.
He's building Umbral, and then he needs to go like... Then he needs to go Cleaver and then build more tanky.
He's just going to walk away, but Canyon now stepping forward. Mickey has no way to block any further damage, and he's going to trade his life for that one. Lamb's Respite thrown down and ignored. Yankos will retreat, but G2 do get...
You didn't get the mark!
Mickey's still trading his life, though.
And Caps doesn't get anything.
You didn't get the mark!
0-0.
That one's gonna feel bad.
But that picture next to him means he didn't get the mark.
They knew that
it didn't transfer quick enough.
To push down bot lane to force the tower down.
That's big.
That's a big sign.
Oh,
Sion speedway.
Oh, getting that right under the Akali.
Sion comes sprinting down and finally gets Caps on the board. Now the Ghost Blade is complete. So this is the silver lining for G2. Now you can set Caps out into a side lane. You can continue to front gold out there. Try to use the mobility of the Pantheon and the Akali to catch people out on side lanes and then park Jin into your mid lane. The danger zone, though, is again now the Ashe will be unlocked in the mid lane, throwing the arrow from Fog of War, cheating up into the top side river, trying to find more picks as Damwon will start to position over this next Rift Herald
he's already got some fire cape.
Additionally,
but there we already see him making
landing that Sion all at max range is not a super reliable way to get kills kicked off. So G2 Still have to play careful, still have to play smart, and right now the Lulu, though, 2 items strong. Support items obviously very cheap, as Caps is going to get caught out here. He's going to get locked down. Hit with just about every piece of CC they have. They're waiting for him to get out of the Shroud. The exhaust coming in, but it might be too little too late. They're now backing off. Mid lane tower will go down. Showmaker on the hunt for another kill. Goes forward, does hit the stun. Push R. He can't get in range to do it.
Teams are so thirsty for kills.
Showmaker has to be frustrated with that one. Caps just barely holding on, but Damwon Gaming keeping up the mid lane pressure. Mickey's so weak, he can still leap in. Potentially get out, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Canyon, again, farming his topside camps, has been covering for Nagri up to the top side. Now
also
could turn towards
whoever kills, they need to kill. They need to kill Ghost. They need to kill him. That shutdown is going to be huge. Especially in a close game like this, that's 800 gold. That evens it up completely.
G2's choosing Dragon.
But the TP's coming through. Damwon are planting their feet to fight for it.
They're going to fight. They're going to fight for this Dragon. They're not going Rift for the trade. They want to get them all. And they want it.
Oh, Caps.
Here's the thing, is we haven't seen this team fight with the Lulu yet, but the Lulu is insanely strong.
Okay, Caps.
Ardent Athenes.
They're together here.
Caps is behind them on a control ward. Damwon have no idea that he's there, and Ghost could walk up into him, or Showmaker could pick up this blue
buff. Has the ult, Hex Flash over the wall. They still haven't seen him.
Has no idea.
There's the Predator coming in from the Omni Stone. Wonder kind of trying to zone off. They know they can't afford to give this up. He's going in on the Ghost. This is massive. Caps moving through the entire team. Wonder now in the midst of everything, but G2 are backing up. Mickey's just so incredibly kishy. They do not have the gold. They do not have the damage. G2 are now getting run down. Canyon looking unstoppable. How about a little bit of Ardent? How about a little bit of Athenes? And how about a Dragon for Damwon Gaming? G2 just forced out of the pit.
The Graves ultimate was massive damage across multiple members of G2 all grouped up. It absolutely annihilated them, and Damwon stayed hunkered together. They turned on the blue buff together. The Akali had to go all the way across the fight. They forced G2 out and then pick up their third Dragon, setting themselves up for Mountain Soul.
Yeah, because she's tanky enough. She has enough resistances. She has that Kindle gem. She has the Ninja Tabi and an Aegis, so she's tanky enough at this rate.
Even with the perfect flank, take a look at this one more time.
While I favor the damage dealers for G2 for scaling, it doesn't matter if they can't get there.
That was, I think, some damage from Showmaker across the wall, and then the Graves ultimate comes through, hits 3 members at least of G2.
The flank of G2.
Yeah, and you're in a position right now where it's very hard. you're behind, even with a frontliner like Sion. It doesn't really feel like you win front to back. You can try to go for picks, but in a lot of cases, you're not
hitting multiple members there in the
area. So G2 really hunting for isolated members, it feels like, but very much
was the Dragon doing an AoE to him?
Now with the Dragon Soul on the horizon for Damwon, they've now moved in to contest the mid wave and set themselves up over the Herald. Caps is just trying to play pick right now. He's trying to catch Showmaker approaching the top lane wave, get behind him, and find the assassination.
They're farming.
So we're looking for all-out play if you're G2.
The gold
whereas
is even.
Damwon, once in control, will play around wave state, pick up the objectives as necessary, and kind of cruise control the victory.
And it's also Damwon's a much better early game comp.
Caps trying to shake things up. We've seen how effective this can be.
So it like scaling ahead. Scaling favors G2 with perks and Yankos completely, but
he really wants to one-shot a single member of the enemy team.
They need to get there. That's the problem.
He's either waiting for Canyon to get onto the prod camp, or he would be waiting for Showmaker to show on wave.
Caps needs to get.
So there's one. Oh,
that's a great fucking Q there, Canyon. That's a great.
Do they know he's in the bush? Caps
no,
there.
No.
They dash aside. He steals away the Krugs.
You got the camp.
He just lost an entire wave to steal those Krugs. He's now locked up. He's now stunned. He can go into the Shroud. He can try to buy a bit more time. But the second he shows, the ult will come out and Caps will go down. Push R to find a kill. Showmaker knocking out Caps.
I'm curious if they had tracked Caps and knew he was still in the area, or if it was Showmaker simply just wanting to deny any sort of information from G2, didn't want to show on the wave, shoved it forward, and then immediately walked back into tower. But again, it feels like you keep saying with Damwon, right place, right time, because their fundamentals are so clean. They play with each other so well, and this is the final evolution form of Damwon, from incredibly talented, mechanical, individual players to such a holistic, clean, and disciplined team. They are running circles when they get leads around G2.
Yeah, that wave clear.
Absolutely are. 2K advantage right now, looking to grow here as the Herald charges in for G2, holding on as much as they can. It's a very difficult game to play out. It's not impossible by any means. 2 items now coming through the engine is a good sign, but
it's going to get another charge.
Pressure is very much in favor, and Damwon Gaming look like they want to up the tempo of this game. They do not want to give G2 any time to scale.
Well, they have a huge tempo advantage to do this because they see that Caps has shown himself on bot side. He does have teleport, but there's not a lot of vision for him to TP to. He'd have to TP either right in front of the pit
This is big. This could be the final fight. Lulu's there to support the team.
Here comes Sion.
Health bar staying relatively high. Stun is going to miss. Caps off to the side. Now they're getting the setup. That's the curtain call, but who is it going to be? Curtains 4. Wonder getting in the midst of the entire team. Barrel taken down, and G2 holding on.
That denies Baron. That denies Baron, though.
Look to get something off the back of this. Damwon Gaming get a little aggressive. G2 were there to punish.
They had no intention. They just didn't deny it.
Damwon look for the re-engage. They still have big key ultimates like the Ashe ultimate as well as Syndra.
Just spinning smash dash massive. They hit Yankos. Yankos can he hit the ult in time?
They have to now.
Should be certain.
Look at Ghost, look at Ghost, look at Ghost.
Finish the job. Perks gets this one. It is the 1-for-1 trade. Caps now looking for the cleanup. This is big. Showmaker's incredibly low. Caps wants to close this one out with style. Flashing through, finishing off Nuguri. Polymorph, but too little too late. Now getting the passive proc as well. That's going to be shield. This is massive G2.
That's Canyon down.
It's a miracle skirmish. There is no way they should have won it, but they still managed to make it happen. But what else will they stay for? Showmaker not afraid.
Mickey.
Taken down.
Oh, Mickey.
Retreat. And they managed to get out alive. The gold now dead even.
Okay.
That was
by the skin of their teeth, they managed to push down
that
on
kill.
the jungle to help them get back. The observer showing the
Perks and Ghost killed each other, and that's always going to be in favor of Perks, especially since he got the shutdown.
Like he knew what he had. Watch
this. He's kind of finding these miracle fights. Shout out to Perks and Mickey here. They force the flash off of Ghost. Perks then follows it with the flash of his own. Trades 1-for-1, but gets a massive shutdown on the back half. That's so 800 gold into his back pocket, and then the skirmish on the top side.
They play that so fucking well.
Caps is just going to get one shot. That's very big. Barrel's now
Nuguri barely made it out alive.
It needs to be your focus. Set their sights on that one, Barrel. They're trying to turn it back. Yankos manages to get a kill.
Barrel's dead. Barrel's already dead.
Not enough. 570 damage. Will not.
Oh, but Caps died too. It's a 1-for-1.
G2 fighting with everything they have. Big arrow.
Oh!
The extra range, not enough on that one.
Look at Yankos. He's actually trying to get in position for the dragon to spawn so he can potentially look for a steal there. Damwon are just trying to hard force down to the mid lane and then move as a unit into this dragon. They're now with the health lead, but no key ultimate. So there's no Graves ultimate, no Lulu ultimate, no Ashe, no Syndra, nothing.
Flash fail for Yankos. He has to steal this one. The game will get so incredibly difficult for Caps. If there's a Mountain Soul on the enemy team. But they've zoned them off for now. Damwon Gaming, Barrel's on the way in. Caps is on the way in with the health bars for the side of G2. They do not have a Lulu, they do not have a Theens, they do not have an Ardent. They have a tanky front line, and Wonder is going to need to be the difference maker here. Ultimate not available yet, though. It's going to be a difficult fight.
Caps has managed to get here, though, all the way from spawn, now walking past the Raptor camp, so it's going to be a 5v5. There's a reset from Showmaker. He does have teleport.
They see the
Caps can really go on a flank because I have a ward there.
So he's going to try to use Legend to...
He's coming in from Showmaker. Oh, Mickey's got out.
How many cooldowns are they going to burn? That's the shutdown into Mickey. That should be premier access to this.
Look at Caps behind them.
Another mistake.
Mountain Soul. It has to be Mountain Soul.
He just went out of position every time.
Yankos, can he get the steal?
Every death, he's very
far. Capso's waving the white flag. He's calling the recall right now.
It has to be, but it's not going to happen. That's Mountain Soul for Damwon Gaming. Life of an Akali just got infinitely harder. He cannot find the flank. They cannot find the opportunity. And again, Damwon Gaming find a pick onto Mickey to kick things off. And G2 can no longer contest.
And still slowly choking them out. Damwon have beaten G2 in terms of their objective setup, in terms of their macro rotations, and in terms of their monster and objective control. It's a very close game in terms of gold, but
it really is, because that's mountains.
Are in these big bar fights, these brawls, these skirmishes.
This was where Caps and Barrel died.
There's the big exhaust that we were talking about right at the
beginning.
Just for Kali.
Barrel punishing for it.
And Barrel went in to continue that team fight, and that's why he went down. So that was a good job.
Yanko's going to get one back here, but
even though he goes down,
the good news for G2 is that before the previous fight, prior to this one, they could not have taken fights like this at all. So they are much more in the game than they have any right to be. They found a way to come back. They found that miracle play that we know G2 can. But the issue is Damwon Gaming now with the Mountain Soul as well are still in control. They are still in the driver's seat, and G2 have to give them that respect.
But G2 are a team that, you know, we call them live fast, die young, because they won't just passively watch themselves lose the game, and they're never
walk away, Mickey. You already died too much.
That things can wildly
I like the change of pace here from top lane as well. Nuguri getting smashed out on Fiora, and then going to head and picking the flex pick Lulu for the team. Being able to go even in lane with Sion, and now is making all the difference in the team fights in mid game.
You don't want to be a melee.
That's 3 coming for Graves.
Look how big Ghost is. Like,
he's very much the carry. Additional redemption for Nagri, so he's fully in the support role this time around.
Yeah, but he's slowed down. He was 4-1 or something.
Mountain, Locket, and Redemption make Cap's life so difficult to play in these team fights. You said that he's going to really struggle to find any sort of kill pressure, and now Damwon are setting up the trap.
Stat line Pantheon does have.
Wow, just made a good point. They have Locket. Leona has Locket.
Because they know they cannot play for the objective at this point.
Right now, G2 has
there's a single ward in the river. You can see it highlighted up there.
So this is good. They're going 1-3-1.
That gives G2 all the information that they need to know that that was a trap. They keep flashing away.
That Dragon Soul
flash from Mickey.
Big thing is that Ghost
stop
flash
from them engaging onto him.
For the last 5 minutes is now just about to come
That's an extra over 1,000 damage you have to eat through in team fights.
That was a really good move here from Damwon to want to engage that fight as they saw Jin and Sion on the bottom.
Showmaker immediately is forced to use the E though before the fight really even starts. He's about to get one tapped here, but Wonder going to try to.
Oh, Caps missed the E. Caps missed the E.
Caps up to the side is forced to burn the ult to disengage. Barrel now re-engaging onto the Sion. That's the front line for G2, but he's just getting absolutely shredded by Ghost. The Ashe damage is ridiculous. Wonder in zombie mode tries to get some damage back, but Scatter stops him from getting anything else. Mickey on the retreat. Canyon running forward. Good damage in response from G2, but not nearly enough. Caps in the back line. Caps trying so hard to make the play, but Nagari will not let it happen. Lands respite buys G2 a bit of time, but it will not buy them the Baron. It will not buy them away back into this game. And Damwon Gaming set their sights in the big purple worm.
And Mickey again caught out.
Like all that sound
himself has a pick, doesn't realize that all of Damwon are around the corner right there. Damwon win the team fight, win the Baron, have the Mountain Soul, and now looking at Elder in 2 minutes and 46 seconds. The gold lead is close, but Damwon feels so in control.
That Damwon gets to play. This is like watching like old school.
And we look back at this one, you can tell G2 really just fishing for these big plays. The problem is that Syndra alone is enough to kill Mickey, so he immediately has to respect
the old school
Gambit.
Gambit. This is like watching old school Gambit.
Wonder stops it.
Gambit just
fucking
crazy.
Even with a lot of those cooldowns being burned, still G2 cannot find the
watch his Ashe.
Damwon Gaming playing
You're just missing a Mikhails and then you're good.
Ultimately unaffected because Barrel is more than enough.
Exactly what you were pointing out.
Frontline, it would appear. There's the redemption you talked about. It looks like Locket was used earlier in the fight, and they just cannot kill anyone on this Damwon lineup.
And the exhaust down onto Akali.
You called it, Martian.
The fact that he can't stay up front is just horrifying.
In the middle of them, looking between a Lulu.
He needs more armor. He needs Runat. Not Runat. Fucking Randuin's.
He went aggressive. He looks like he's going Sterix Gauge.
He needs Randuin's. He needs Thornmail.
I agree.
Yeah, Thornmail would be.
He needs something.
Well,
he needs to build up armor because Ashe is the problem. Syndra is not really that much of a problem. Plus, she has Void Staff.
You really do not want to get whimsied in the middle of these fights. You really do not want to get one tapped by Syndra.
Yeah, the health is going to save him from Syndra.
Those items solves either one of those.
He needs help. He needs both. Health from Syndra. He needs armor for Ashe because Ashe doesn't have a big armor pen item. He doesn't have Mortal Reminder yet.
So he must be thinking because there's a Lulu top that there is some AP, but she's not doing a whole lot of the damage.
As well as the fact that it's a Lulu.
No, because her damage falls off super hard.
And has the challenging smite as well. You can see Caps getting some energy back there, but
G2. Caps is
only really trading even is now going to dash through. Is going to flash out to safety. Wonder ulting in, but can't get much done.
They can defend this turret a little.
That's not a good rune. That's not a good rune for Wonder PTA.
It does make sense this time around because they do have a Lulu as opposed to something like a Fiora.
They're not going to put too much energy towards this. They've got Wonder in the front here.
But they group up a lot as 5 on their Baron.
Wonder is stunned, but
Wonder needs to keep
grouping up on the Baron, but they have the Lulu as well to empower this push, and you can see how much damage Ghost does.
Ghost is just walking fucking forward and just
no ultimate to speak of. Only level 15 does not have max rank and the lowest cooldown possible on that ultimate. So
I don't like that fight here into this team.
Damwon Gaming just going to settle for this bot lane tower. Looks like they'll grab the inhibitor as well, and it's just a steady controlled push from Damwon. They are an absolute juggernaut. Once they stop moving, it feels like they just cannot be stopped.
Something like that.
Now Showmaker does have TP. He's going to TP back in, but Caps is behind him, but he may be too late.
Big ulti coming in, redemption to heal the front line back up. Lambs for spike, and they offer them a little bit of extra healing as well. Wonder doing what he can, mostly just about clearing the waves right now. G2 shouldn't feel too comfortable in this 5v5. Caps.
They don't have them. They don't have the minions for it. And plus, Baron's expiring in 25.
Caps just took the wave here.
But you can see the
yeah, he just cut off the wave. That's a good move from Caps. Delays the wave from coming in.
Just shove in.
That's the only wave they have.
Opening the Elder has now
but
spawned. They're setting their own trap.
But you see what's up? Oh, Oh, bring out a European strat, the Death Bush.
The rest of the team now leaping out. Cavs trying to jump back in.
And that is, Jankos is somehow alive. Mickey is not alive. Showmaker is super fucking low.
But who's actually going to go down?
Oh, but stopwatch from Showmaker was huge.
Point blank shot from Canyon to finish the job. The polymorph as well. Wonder going to get taken down. It is Elder or the game for Damwon Gaming. They can choose what they want to do. Wonder trying to get just a bit of damage back is going to hurt Canyon, but not nearly enough. Perk trying to finish off Ghost, but the shielding is there. Damwon Gaming simply refused to die. They will not lose a single member in that exchange, and now they're moving in to close it out.
Jankos can't.
In to take it
Jankos can't stay and
got the minion wave behind them. Got the massive numbers
he's so low.
And Jankos versus the world, but Damwon know that they have the game in their back pocket. They flash the FPX. They don't care, and they're now trying to hit the Nexus.
G2 on the cusp of elimination as Damwon Gaming are going to take their time on this finish. One more death for Mickey X, 3-9-4 as Damwon Gaming move to match point.
I think Kali was a little bit too risky.
G2 in the semifinals.
Twisted fate here for the game 4, but
yeah, getting ahead.
And again, what was a very back and forth last 2 games. Damwon looking much more in control now, looking much more comfortable in the skirmishes. Again, huge credit to Beryl, particularly on the Leona.
Come on, G2, give us a game 5.
Up in some priority. We've traded back and forth, but no one is willing to really put emphasis on it. Counter picking support a lot. So a lot to take away here as Damwon are now looking to make LCK's reappearance in a final after
had an off game, mispositioned a few times.
Crazy. Well, while the teams battle it out on the Rift, Valorant Act 3 is here and kicks off with a new agent, a fresh map, an updated battle pass, and enhancements to ranked play. Now, the Valorant roster continues to grow with the new agent Sky coming out next Tuesday. Take control of the fight.